Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. So another fluid art creation using a couple of techniques. So I'm using my split cup to do a ring pour. That's going to be my base. And then I'm going to swipe some colours over the top. I will take you down shortly to see the canvas and how I've prepared it, including the colour palette that I'm using and all the brands of the paint. But don't forget to expand the box below this video because I list all my information in there as well. So I am using a cell activator. So my cell activator is mixed with Lamp Black, which is by Amsterdam, and Australian Floetrol. And I'm going to show you the bottle for the Floetrol and my pouring medium because sometimes there's some confusion over what Floetrol is part of the activator. So I'm going to go through all of that today in this video. But my cell activator is just mixed with that Lamp Black, 1 part paint to 4 parts Australian Floetrol. That's what's going to create some cells and some lacing. That's going to be part of the swipe. So I'm going to take you down to see the canvas. I'm going to show you the pouring medium. I'm going to show you the Floetrol, which is part of the cell activator. And I'm going to show you all my colours. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's do this and let's see what we can create. Okay, so here's my pouring medium, this one here, and this is the Floetrol for the cell activator. So you can see here my pouring medium is Otrol. That's the European version of the US version of Floetrol. So that's the pouring medium. That's what I mix with my paint and I add water. And then this here is Floetrol, Australian Flood Floetrol. This is the paint conditioner that's added to paint. Usually for me it's Amsterdam. This is the cell activator. So by adding this paint conditioner to a paint like Lamp Black, like I'm doing today, that's what's going to be the cell activator. That's what I'm going to swipe with. This is the pouring medium. So the paint conditioner that I mix together with my paint and water, which acts as the pouring medium. So I just wanted to show you those two bottles. That's what I use here in the UK. As I said, this Otrol version of Floetrol, I know the US version is a bit more liquid, so I find the Otrol a bit more thicker than the US version of Floetrol. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to list all these details in the description box below as well. Okay, so here's my colour palette. I am going to be using my split cup, my Let's See What We Can Create split cup for the black and white. So I've got Lamp Black by Amsterdam, Titanium White by Amsterdam, mixed with pouring medium, and that's going to go on my canvas from the split cup as a ring pour. And then the other colours that I'm using, you can see here, I've mixed all my colours up, and I will show you the consistencies shortly. But I am using a sky blue, a green turquoise, a phthalo blue, and an iridescent silver. So 3 from Amsterdam for the colours, the blue, the green, and the other blue. 1 of the silver from Pebbio. The Lamp Black and the Titanium White is also from Amsterdam. So there is my colour palette. Let me show you the consistencies now. Okay, so in terms of consistency, I've mixed up quite a lot of the black and the white because I'm going to use that in other creations. But you can see here, it's fairly thick. I'm going to take it out of my spatula, drizzle it back into the cup. Now that drizzles on, stays on the surface slightly, and then starts to disappear. And you can see that it does that time and time again. For my Dutch pours, when I show you the consistency, it just disappears straight away. So you can see that this is a little bit thicker. Again, I'll do that with the white. Trickles off. I don't know if you can see that. Trickles off, stays on top slightly, and then disappears. And it's the same with all of these colours. Again, I will list all the ratios. I don't keep those secret. All my ratios are in my description box below, so please check that out for lots more information. Okay, so I'm going to fill up my split cup. It's got 4 compartments, and I'm going to go black, white, black, white. So I'm just going to add that paint into the split cup now. So just pouring the black into that compartment there. All all the way up to the top. There we go. And then again, just on the end, pouring the black in, all the way up to the top. There we go. There, perfect. Just let those last few drips drop off the cup. Okay, so that's my black in the cup. Now for the white. So I'm going to add the white in the other two sections. All the way up to the top. There we go. And then into this section just here. There we go. I've made large batches because I'm going to do some more creations with a black and white base. So there we go. So, got my black and white into the cup. White, black, white, black. That's what I'm going to use now to do my ring pour. So before I start, I just want to show you, that's my spatula, my palette knife for the swipe. And this is my mixture. This is my cell activator. Lamp Black by Amsterdam plus Australian Floetrol. So 1 part paint, 4 parts Australian Floetrol. You can see the thickness there. Almost just kind of glides off the spatula and disappears. So that's going to be my cell activator, and I'm using black today. So I'm taking the cup and I'm going to pour it in the middle of the canvas. So this is my split cup, and I only have 2 colours in here, the black and the white. The cup itself has 4 compartments, so I have gone black, white in the cup. So as you can see, as I'm pouring the paint from the cup onto the canvas, I'm just slowly tilting the cup to allow the paint to escape from the cup onto the canvas. But as I'm doing that, I'm just swirling the cup round and round, creating circular motions. And this is what's creating the ring pour. As I come to the end of the paint in the cup, I'm just going to go from the middle to the outer edge, just to provide a little bit more definition in those rings as I use up the rest of my paint in the cup. I'm now using a torch just to pop any air bubbles before I start to stretch out this design. I want to open the ring pour up a little bit before I continue with the process. So I pick my canvas up and I'm tilting it, but not from side to side. I'm tilting it in a circular motion just to maintain some of those rings that you can see there. And as that paint spreads across the canvas, across that surface area, the pattern is opening up, as you can see. A few more air bubbles have been exposed, so I'm just using my torch again before I start to swipe. So this next part of the process is going to be the swipe, and I'm going to do it in 2 areas of this creation. So I've got 4 colours for my swipe. So I'm just going to gently place some of the paint on top of those ring paws, and I'm just using the paint that drips off the spatula. I can dip the spatula into the cup and then pour some of that paint onto the canvas. And I'm going to do each colour side by side. So you can see here, I'm just placing that silver next to that Prussian blue. Just enough, the paint that just trickles off the spatula. And then I go for the next colour. And I repeat that until I've got all 4 colours down. The Prussian blue, the silver, the green turquoise, and the skylight blue. So this is the palette knife I'm going to use, and I'm just going to swipe it across. I'm just holding it next to the paint that I've placed on there because I just want to make sure that the palette knife covers all the paint that I've placed down. I'm going to repeat this process on the other side of that ring paw, again starting with the Prussian blue and then also using the other 3 colours. So now it's swipe time. So as you know, I'm using a cell activator. My activator is mixed with lamp black paint by Amsterdam and Australian Floetrol. That's what's going to create those cells and that lacing. So I'm just placing some paint, some of that cell activator, on my palette knife, and then I'm going to place the palette knife on the canvas. So you'll see there that I've got good coverage on my palette knife, and then I'm going to place the palette knife on top of those colours that I've just placed down. Allow that palette knife to touch the paint. I'm not applying too much pressure, but I'm just slowly dragging it across that ring paw. Now those colours are going to be underneath, and as soon as that cell activator starts to work, you'll see kind of bubbles, that bubble effect coming up from that surface area. I will take you in shortly just so you can see those, but I'm just going to do that again. So I'm going to load up my palette knife with the cell activator, and then I'm going to swipe across. And it's going to be a combination of those colours that will create a nice pattern on top of that ring paw. So this is about combining 2 techniques, the ring paw as the base and then a swipe over the top. So again, I'm just placing my palette knife on top of the paint, allowing it to touch, but not pressing down too hard, and then just dragging it across. I'm just adding a little bit more of the black paint around the edges because I want enough paint to help the pattern that we've created with the ring paw and the swipe to flow freely across that surface area of the canvas. I could decide not to add any more paint, but the design that I've got, that pattern in the middle, I don't want it to roll over on itself when I'm stretching it out. I want it to be able to flow freely across the canvas. So now it's just about picking up the canvas and tilting it from side to side, allowing that volume of paint that we've already got on that surface area to go across that full canvas surface area, opening up that ring pore and opening up those cells and lacing that have been created on the canvas. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and give it a like, and let me know what you think about this creation as it unfolds in the comments below. So as you stretch the paint, turn your canvas and tilting in different areas, have a look about how that pattern's really opening up. Look at those lines expanding on that ring pore, and those cells, how they really open up as you stretch that paint across that surface area. This is about looking at the composition and the overall pattern that's being created when you move the paint to cover that surface area. So I'm happy with the composition and the overall design, so let me take you in now for a close-up at the wet version. Let me show you some of those lines in that ring pour and also some of that detail in the cells. I love this combo and I really do enjoy combining two different techniques. So that was the wet version. Let me show you the dry version. And as you can see, it's not changed much at all. And I think it's going to be one of my new favourites. I know I say that all the time, but let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you think there's a colour that I should use instead of that green turquoise, because you can see that's quite a prominent colour in this creation, name a colour below and I'm going to add it to my list for some of my future creations. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And thanks to those of you that have sent me emails to show me some of your work too. I read every single one. Have a great week ahead. Happy creating. And I hope I get to see you again in the next video. See you soon, everyone. Bye.